Testing, testing. Hello everybody, welcome to the first stream of the channel. It's exciting to be here on this exciting occasion. In a minute, you'll see a goal bar down at the bottom of the screen. The goal for this is $1,500. Please be sure to donate because it really helps support the channel. And if we reach our goal, we can get, or I will do a vlog at a mall, a femboy vlog at a mall. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I'm playing Citizen Sleeper. This will be the first time I've ever played Citizen Sleeper, so this will be interesting to see how this works out. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. Sorry, 1 second. My 3D model is being weird. Alrighty, thank you for bearing with me as I'm working out the kinks here. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when your self has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Let's go think of that body. I'm curious to know where that goes. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound. Blood, that escalated quickly. The friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. Wow, this is getting interesting. Oh wow, there's some lore behind this. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. Very dramatic. Remember the plan. Ooh. What is this plan? Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. This is interesting. The freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock, even if in the airless hold of a freighter you might freeze solid long before you reached any destination. Let's try to rest. But you are restless, of course. Damage to your legs and your right arm. Reserving energy. Inducing delta waves in your emulated mind. This is a very eloquent explanation. You feel something. Whoa, that sounded really cool. White is the cold, softer and softer until in a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. Whoa. Pragmatic salvager. Mylar blanket. Slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. Oh. Wow, this character looks interesting. Is it all just going to be these cutscenes and stuff? Is that what this game is? You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. Sounds like there's some sort of battle. Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in Sub-Zero Vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. I don't know, I just feel like this guy would sound like that. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. I plan to survive. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to it, to sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you're just software. A rogue emulation illegally processing corporate property. Wow, the sound design in this game is peak. Holy smokes. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. Sounds like what are those chips that Elon's doing now? Can't think of the name off the top of my head. It's like MindLink or something. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. S&ARP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Yeah, unfortunately, that's a common thing in a lot of companies nowadays, too. A built-in dependent... I already read that. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. What's the eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with, he trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the Rex, his drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Tutorial introduction. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the stations. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Select locations by clicking on their icon. Rest and prepare for the next one. Black screen. Slowly assembling the world around you. Assuming this is our container here. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Escape getting answers? I'm curious. It all matters. The past is impossible to escape if it remains a blur. What S&ARP did to you cannot be forgotten. You need a way of understanding all this before you can move on. I'm assuming S&ARP is the company that owns us? whatever cyborg thing we are. Questions. It's all about the questions. Dragos, that's a really cool name. A few comforts in the container. The Mylar blanket. I'm not entirely sure what Mylar is. It kind of sounds like some like Kevlar, and I can't imagine that's super comfortable. At least we got water, though. That's good. Some desiccated powder. It's pancake mix. I don't know. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. That doesn't sound appetizing. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. Like angular suns burning into your mind. Okay, I guess the desiccated powder was some sort of probably nutritional drink mix, if I had to guess. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Interesting. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. Energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at a double rate per cycle. I do not know where these are. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. Pragmatic and private Salinger. Well, it's good to know I have some company on this ship. Still wearing the headset. In the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it's implanted. Ooh. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. I'm assuming that's his drone right there. How are you feeling? Okay, not good. Okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Work? Look, I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I didn't pull you out of that container out of the goodness of my heart. He looks away. Ouch, dude. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally, we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to the manual labor, and obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Sounds like chits is probably some sort of like money, like currency. I don't know what these sleepers are. I think we're sleepers. Oh, shit. He pulls out a handful of small metal bars, sorry. Airwald Cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use for trade out here. Okay, so it is a currency. Good guess. I guessed that right. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited to moving on as quick as you can. And Sleeper's, well, he trails off. But things being the way they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Happy to. Okay, he pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. So we're here at the empty container. Let's go to Dragos's yard. Even the rustiest hole can hide valuable components and materials. So this is the dice style. Critical, repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. Either safe, risky, or danger. No loss of condition, energy, or cryo. So it looks like this is just explaining the dice actions and the modifiers. Dragos is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or two, things could get nasty. Every salvager knows they're always one lucky haul away from their next payday. Cryptocurrency stored in airwalled sticks of memory known as chits. I wonder what airwalled means. Where... repeatable... what am I... hello? What am I supposed to do here? Yeah, so I'm this operator dude. Here's all the stats. What am I supposed to do? Hello? I'm confused. What am I supposed to do here? I'm lost. What do I do? Alright, give me a minute to figure this out. Okay, so I just went back here and I'm going to click end cycle, see what this does. black screen. Hello? Hello? Okay. Interesting. Container. In Citizen Sleeper, you'll unlock drives as you learn more about yourself and the world. Interesting. Pursuing specific objectives depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives. Any tracked drives will place a yellow marker on locations that will help pursue your goal. Access to your drive menu via the arrow button at the top left of your screen. It's this thing. Objective is to survive. Attempt will come to a rapid end. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. I'm gonna touch it. Probably a bad idea, but I want to touch it. You find a point in the station and you connect to it, pulse through it, follow loops and paths under and around it. You touch more points than you have fingers, and then you try, in a moment of impulsiveness, to connect them. So I'm in a spider web. I don't know. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things occur to you. Things that you can't possibly know. You reach out, try to grasp them, try to touch them too. Standing in the container. So I fell asleep standing? That doesn't sound very comfortable. Waiting to be explored, and then it is gone. Starving. Rotunda Wet Dock. Old dock terminal. Bustling open market. Curious to see this one. Oh, I see. So we add our dice here to choose. Oh, it's like a role-playing game. I get it. Smells, sounds, and buzzing activity of the bright market makes it a dizzying place to wander, but an enticing one too. I'm gonna go with this one. because I'm curious to see. You keep your attention on the crowd around you as you pass along the bright walkways, taking it all in with an expert eye. And here. I'm gonna do... negative outcome. Lost in the crowd, you struggle to keep a sense of direction. You sit in an alley exhausted with no idea where to go. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try this one. And says danger. You end up at a drink stall debating the finer points of the Solheim collapse. You try to remember all the tips your companions offer you. Okay, well, I'm out of... Can I guess I can't. Ooh, slum... Gotta... Shuffling down the flickering hallway to an apartment door. Shoulders high in the queue, try not to bring attention to yourself. The heck is a hab block? You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Hear people talking in the background. I like the sound design of this game. This is kind of cool. Lean against the door frame, look into the apartment. You lean in and see amber light flickering through a far doorway screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. Figure pushes through the doorway and catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. Toshiro, that's an interesting name. Pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in a warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market-sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above. Uh-oh. I confused the guy. Sabine appears to be his name. Compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Tone is clipped and businesslike. A few cycles. It's good you came to me. Yeah, I'd assume so, based on the fact that I'm starving and my energy's going out. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. Well, I kind of don't. I just finished the tutorial. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. I figured as much. Essen-Arp doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose to prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping. They built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Yes, that's what the other guy told me. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which Essen-Arp remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? No. That's okay. Most sleepers are prevented from proper access to this kind of information before they sign up to be emulated. That's how this works. Essen-Arp goes to great lengths to conceal their administration of stabilizer to active sleepers. Sounds like some companies I could mention nowadays. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you sleepers, as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SNARP has no reason to release Stabilizer into the market. I know this is of little use to you. So he just injected me with something, I'd imagine. I may be able to help. Well, I hope so. I walked all the way here. You saw Toshiro outside. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sits down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when we have a lead. Sabine's surgery. Street food vendor. Let's go grab some food. The smell is incredible. That sounds kind of good, actually. I'm hungry. This is not the place to be. Approach. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, a stack of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes on bright market dives. There are words cut through with heavy spacer slang. Spacer, it's probably some job here, I would imagine. Eventually, it's your turn and you shuffle to the front. Emphas speaks in a deep, even tone without looking up. First try is free. The smell is almost unbearably strong as the cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. Starting to sound good. I know you. You sleepers, Emphas says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually, you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles. But next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner's side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the walk. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. Kind of looks like these are those. It's interesting. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. You know, I'm not usually a huge fan of mushrooms, but the way they're describing it here actually sounds pretty good. What is this? Hardware exchange. Do I have any? Looks like I got some food in there. There's an old ship-mined fabrication stack in the back of the market, but only trusted traders get access to it. I don't have hardware, so I am going to leave. This is a very interesting merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Helion system are rare, but those that do always return eventually. I don't have any money. How do I get money? I don't have dice either. I don't have dice. It's as far back as I can go. What about the B2 dock? Ugh. It is going to take a few cycles. After some spacers caused some trouble at the low end, Yatagan have imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without paying. Except I don't have... Get to know Emphis. You can hear his story. You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ort Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship-mined core. Let's do this one. Set that to toggle the tracking. I don't have enough. I thought so. I don't have any hardware. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try something. Let's go back to the container. And we'll end the cycle. See if we don't get some tomorrow. Uh-oh. It sparkles with glittering lights like stars reflected in a winter lake. Alright. We're back here. I am going to end it here for now. Thank you guys for joining. Be sure to keep donating on the Ko-fi page. It'll really help me. It'll really help support this channel. I'm going to probably play through this game a little later and work out some kinks that I've found. This was a rather productive test stream, so thank you for joining. Catch you all in the next one.
Just show you how I do it, because all it really is just you record it with a video, you take screen capture when it happens, and then you just go through them and remove this like gray background, which is very, very doable to be able to do. Just use the magic wand in Photoshop, or I don't use Studio, yeah, or whatever. Yeah. Also, thank you for the raid, I appreciate it. It's a big pog dog. Look, I am a big pog dog. It's the only thing you see right now, right here. I miss VC Face. I barely use that program. I don't know what else to use. I've tried plugging my model into like Vinion or whatever everyone uses, and it just doesn't work. None of the bones and colliders work. It's a lot of work. Look at the cute puppy. Listen. Don't look at me. Stop it. Do not look at me. Why are you looking? Either way, I'm going to hit record and start doing the thing. So, what are we feeling for expressions? Oh, yeah, that's why I was going to get big. I'm going to be, like, this big. So you can see me, like, here. So that we can take the still frame from the camera and just go, like, whoa. What should I do for expressions? Because I need some ideas. I'm bad with ideas. A lot of them are just kind of, like, usually it's just looking off to the side. It feels, I don't want to say it for the record, it just feels so incredibly comfortable in the mesh. Like, if it looks awkward for you guys to be watching, I promise you it feels just as awkward, if not more so, to be doing. It's like those, you know what it reminds me of in terms of, like, just genuine, like, awkwardness? And maybe I'm a bit too self-aware as a YouTuber content creator. You know those videos you see on like Instagram or TikTok of like fursuiters at a convention who are clearly like filming a bit in like one of like the empty, quiet spaces in the con, and they're just awkwardly kind of in the corner doing their like little jig song and dance thing, and then when someone comes over, they just immediately like stop filming and put it away. It's like, I don't know, it feels like that level of like sad with me doing the whole expressions of like, oh, I gotta turn my model away. There we go. See, it just doesn't really Pog, yeah. That's nice.